Hello, my Virgo friends. Welcome to your general messages for the 1st to the 7th of November. Let's get right into things. Oh, thank goodness we finally have Mercury going direct right on Tuesday, the 3rd. But remember, we have that Saturn square hanging out there until like Thursday night into Saturday and into Friday-ish. So, you know, normally we know that Mercury, when Mercury goes direct, coming out of retrograde, it always needs a little time. He always needs a little time to like stretch out before going straight. Well, with the Saturn square in there, it's even harder for him to unravel himself. So I would give it till safely till like the middle of the month. But I do see some lightning up happening the end of the week. It's going to be an emotional week. I mean, just from the perspective of the moon. We have the moon's going to be in Taurus on Sunday. By Monday, it's going to be in Gemini. Gemini's ruler is Mercury. So it's going to be, I feel one way 1 minute, and then I feel another way the next minute. That's going to be like that for a couple of days. It's going to be kind of weird for like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then by Thursday, the moon goes into Cancer, which is all like in your feels and feeling cozy and trying to figure out what you need to feel safe and secure and all that good stuff. And then by Saturday, though, it's going to be in Leo, which is the house of fun energy. It's all about let's fall in love, you know, let's play with our children, let's do something creative, let's start a business, let's do something, you know, just for fun. You know, it's a beautiful fire energy. So there's a lot more motivation by Saturday, certainly. So, which is really good. Okay, so let's get a healing yourself. Oh, procrastination. Okay, Virgo, a little procrastination going on. Yeah, you know, listen, you know, you need to change your tune and stop putting things off for tomorrow that you can do today, because you're being called to action here. There's some sort of important task that you've been delaying. Even if it's something that you really don't want to do, like, so it could be something super basic, just like cleaning your house or paying bills, looking for a job, losing weight, studying for something. You know, now is the time to take responsibility and move forward. The point of power is always in the present, right? So this energy is showing you that there is an urgency for you to take action. So if you're putting off something that's meaningful to you and you're doubting whether you could do it, the message is to have courage and face your fears and do what you love. Because honestly, what is the worst thing that could happen, right? You make a mistake, so what? Even at that, you're going to learn, right? So just like go and do it. Don't be afraid. So if you're afraid to start that business, if you're afraid to make that phone call, if you're afraid, whatever it is, whatever's creating the analysis paralysis, like try to get in front of it and figure out what it is. Okay, well, that's a good message. Good message. I think for you guys, I'm going to use the light seers. So I'm going to be doing a past, present, future, final outcome. I'm going to be doing 4 cards for each, a little different than last week. I'm not separating career and love this week, guys. I don't have the time. I'm so sorry. I'm up to my eyeballs grading midterms. So I always give you whatever time I can afford, right, each week. And then we'll pull some love oracles at the end with a Lenormand spread for love. Okay, so we have... That was in the past. This is in the present. In the future. So this is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Remember, you always want to check all of your signs. If this doesn't resonate with you, definitely check your rising sign is your personality. Your moon sign is your emotions. Your sun sign is your ego consciousness. Venus is how you meet love, do love, and deal with money as well. And right. So we have the 5 of Swords working with the Ace of Wands. Okay. So the 5 of Swords is feeling like you were dealing with a bully, or there's some sort of bullying energy. This could also have to do with theft, guys. So you know, maybe if this has to do with work, somebody not giving you the money that they thought, maybe you have a very responsible business partner, but it's like an abusive energy, the 5 of Swords, right? Because 5 is conflict and Swords has to do with truth and conversation, but you know, it's that kind of energy where, you know, things are just not what they seem, right? They're not being presented as they seem, right? Because it's Venus in Aquarius. So Venus has to do with money, love, self-esteem, self-value. And Aquarius is always doing things out of the box. So it's this conflict where things are not going the way that you thought they were supposed to go, and having, or at least the way they were presented, and there being this conflict having to do, could be with a job, could also be with a relationship of any kind. We have that working with the Ace of Wands in the reverse, which is about rejection and some sort of false start, a delay. But it also could be definitely some sort of brutal behavior, some sort of brutality, where somebody's just like plain old mean. Now, you could have been the one who was rejecting somebody. You could have been the one to incite the false start. You could have been the one who was brutal. Just saying, you could have been. But I'm thinking no. I'm thinking that if you were brutal, I'm not saying this to you because I'm speaking to you right now. I'm saying that if you rejected somebody or you incited a false start, it's because you realized that somebody was not very honest, very forthcoming to you, with you, right? And that's the kind of energy, like you were being bullied, or somebody was trying to spin something to make it seem like something was you when it wasn't you at all, that kind of thing. And you're just being pretty disappointed about it, right? Now we have this working with the Page of Cups in reverse. The Page of Cups in reverse is somebody who's super immature. This could indicate a breakup. This could indicate somebody being very dependent, overly dependent on a person or on a situation. And we could certainly have this in work as well, right? Because this could be somebody very mature that we're working with, leaving a job, making the decision to leave a job, somebody abruptly firing somebody else, just not handling it right though, right? Just not handling it the right way. Then we have the Five of Wands in the reverse. And this is a really nice energy in the reverse because this indicates that there was some sort of harmony and problems resolved, some sort of success here, a resolution of issues. So there was this, I'm feeling like, sense of unfairness, right? This rejection, this false start. In all of that, though, there was this attempt to resolve problems. This attempt to address the level of immaturity that was at play here. Now, in the current situation, we have the Ten of Wands in the reverse. Ten of Wands in reverse, I like this. This is like taking a break and finally saying no to the nonsense, right? Feeling a sense of lightening up and a sense of freedom regarding a situation, so this could be, just saying no more to that, like, drama-filled friendship, drama-filled relationship, the drama at work. Like, no, I just can't do it anymore. And the Hermit can be indicative of going it alone, going within for clarity, this quest for personal truth, spiritual illumination, and just going it alone, because the path that you are on, or are on right now, or have been on actually up to this point, is really not going to bring you where it is that you really want to go. You're not going to be able to have that thing that you have set in your mind's eye with this individual. It's just not going to happen. So that, it really is like, for a job, this really is going it alone. Some of you may be furloughed. Some of you may be in a situation where there's disconnect, though, from employment. If it doesn't have to do with that, it could have to do with a relationship of some kind where you are cognizantly going it alone. Let me pull these up here. We have the Four of Wands. We have the Three of Cups in reverse. Okay, so the Three of Cups in reverse can be indicative of somebody who's irresponsibly flirting, irresponsibly partying, not being very supportive. This could be you lacking support in work. A part of your life you're lacking support, that you're looking for the support. You're looking for the support, but it's lacking. It's like crickets, and somebody just being a little too concerned and consumed with their own wants, needs, and desires. That really is the Three of Cups energy. Additionally, for some of you, there might be some sort of situation going on with a lot of gossip. Like maybe there's a lot of gossip in the workplace, a lot of gossip within the family that's inflecting the circumstances. It's certainly not helping. But then, guys, we have the Four of Wands. Okay. This is about, for some of you, a reunion. Some sort of homecoming, some sort of celebration with family and friends. So those were a lot of things, so it depends on your situation. So for some of you, this could be getting out of a relationship that just was not working. It just wasn't working. And you go in it alone for a minute, and then the phone rings, or you run into somebody, or somebody hits you up on social media, whatever it is, and there's this reunion. That could be for relationship. This could also be for a job. Let's say you were dealing with this really very toxic person at work, and whatever it is, right? Your job didn't work out. Somebody hitting you up on social media, calling you up saying, hey, we have a vacancy and where we're working, or what about that project that we talked about that time, or you reconnecting with the project that you started at one point in time. But whatever it is, it ends up inciting this vibe of support. There's a lot of family and friends sort of like celebratory energy, but it's like this idea of homecoming as well. So it's like coming home to something, Virgo, like you're coming home to like a person, a feeling, a person that you maybe lost contact with, or maybe you guys weren't together for a while, and you always kind of considered them like your true north, you know what I mean? Like that. And so for some of you, it's going to be that. For others of you, you're going to have that same feeling in your job. For others of you, it's reconnecting maybe with old friends. You're reconnecting with family, but it's a beautiful energy. So while it does seem like, it looks like you have a couple of things going on here at once. It looks like there's going to be an ending to some sort of dramatic stress that was going on in your life, even if it was only internally. And there being this beautiful embrace of the celebratory vibe and the sense of coming home to something. Now, in the near future, we have the Judgment energy working with the Eight of Swords, working with the Ace of Pentacles, working with the Page of Wands. Okay. So the Judgment energy is about clarity and a final decision. This is truly a wake-up call to your life's purpose, who you're supposed to be with, the path that you're supposed to be on. Maybe you're not supposed to be on the path that you're on, and you're realizing that. You're realizing that the person that you've been playing cat and mouse with back and forth, crazy cycles, is the person you're meant to be with, or you're realizing that they're not for you at all. That even though you went to school, for a certain occupation and you've been at it for quite a bit, you're making the realization that it's actually not for you. You're waking up to something. But in that waking up, look at this card. There's a freeing. All right? It's that clarity, that final decision. It's that, and it's healing. And it's realizing that you did the best that you knew how at the time that you did something, that relationship, that career, whatever it is. Now it's about forgiving yourself and moving past something, okay? Because you just don't belong in it anymore. The Eight of Swords is just this full recognition that you just don't belong in something anymore. It's a very self-imposed kind of restrictive, isolated, imprisoned kind of feeling. But I always this is the energy where I always say, like, you suddenly feel like your shoes are on the wrong feet. Something that worked for you at one point doesn't anymore. So this is where you feel like all of a sudden people are talking about you at work. Meetings are going on that you're not privy to. You just feel very viscerally different than everybody else around you. This is very much an energy that a lot of light workers, a lot of us feel, when we're among other people. It's always like an interesting thing. Or it's like, well, I'll always say I have my doctorate and I'm a professor and everything, but I'm also an astrologer and I read tarot and everything. And people are like, oh, I see. Well, they'll think it's cool for a minute, and then then they get too confused by all of it, whatever it is. But there's always this odd sense of judgment that's at least vibed, right? And that's the Eight of Swords energy. It's almost like feeling like you're being judged unfairly for something, feeling like you just don't belong in something. Now, maybe you are, maybe you aren't, but maybe it is simply that you've just outgrown a situation. Do you know what I mean? Could just simply be that. You've outgrown a situation. Then look, we have the Ace of Pentacles. For some of you, this is going to be a new job, a raise, a promotion, some sort of new investment that ends up being a really positive thing for you. This could be generating some sort of new income one way or another if it has to do with work. Pentacles also does mean mental, physical, and emotional connection. So for some of you, this can indicate a new beginning in an old relationship, or meeting somebody brand new. for sure. But then we have this Page of Wands. So there's a lot of active energy here with the Page of Wands. This could be a new project, some sort of creative idea that you're feeling. For others of you, this could be you meeting somebody new. It could be you meeting somebody new. Now, if you're meeting somebody new, and this has to do with relationship, just be a little careful, because this person may be a little have a low EQ, right? Little low emotional intelligence. They might be out just to have a good time. So just be careful of that, right? If you're meeting somebody brand new. But there's definitely this beautiful healing, moving away from something that just really wasn't serving you. So you might be healing an old emotional wound as you're entering into this next phase. You might be feeling this next phase. Maybe the new phase began already last month, but you're still actively working on healing something from the past. So as the final outcome, we have the King of Pentacles. Love this energy. It's very solid and practical. This is the energy of a solid, practical leader, wise investor, all of that stuff. Somebody who really understands connection, understands communication. Now we have the Nine of Swords in reverse, and the Nine of Swords in reverse does indicate rest, and it indicates recovery and healing and relief after something that was really difficult for you to go through. So I really like those two energies together. Now we do have the Empress reverse and the Knight of Cups reverse. So let's see. This may be what you were healing from, because the Knight of Cups reverse, this is very much about somebody who had very unrealistic expectations having to do with you regarding either a relationship, a job, family connection, something like that. But somebody who's just very moody, very just not very reliable, sort of what do I want to say, like a live, you never know what you're going to get with them. Live wire, is that what I'm saying? I want to say, I don't know. But then we have the Empress reverse. The Empress reverse indicates, for some of you, this could be fertility issues. For some of you, this could indicate limited resources. For others of you, this could indicate a strict dependence on others, or somebody who is very dependent on you. But it could be this inability to grow, right? That really, because the Empress is the mother of the tarot. This is the Venusian energy, and Venus is about money and feeling valued and feeling loved. And it's just I was just not going to get that with this person. Realizing that somebody was just not balanced, very moody, very unrealistic in their expectations. And because of all of that, the growth was not going to happen, and you making the decision to release yourself from that. Well, Virgo, I have to tell you, I feel how do I want to say this? I feel like this is a process that you've been going through. Does that make sense? Where I feel like you've been peeling this away in layers. I don't feel like this is just happening right now. I feel like on an emotional level it is, but I feel like the deep part of your experience with this person is kind of back here-ish, and you're peeling the layers of pain and disappointment and frustration and expectations and all of that. Everything that goes with relationship, everything that goes with expectation for a job, the family connection. You had a lot invested in them at one point, and then you came to realize that couldn't be the situation anymore. I do feel like there's been a sense of moving on while you heal. So I feel like this speaks more to the internal healing rather than what's going on. That's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm feeling right now. And maybe this connects back to the procrastination, as I was mentioning, right? Really putting something off, really cutting that tie, saying, you know what, once and for all, this person is part of my past. I can't do this anymore with this person, with this job, with this situation, that kind of thing. All right. So it's a pretty specific message. It's not going to resonate with all of you. Maybe we get you next time if it didn't resonate. Or check your other signs. You might resonate more greatly with those. All right, so let's pull a few heart oracles. And then we'll pull some Island Time Wellness and then some Dreaming Way with Norman. My beloved, though we may physically be apart, spiritually we are always united, for love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. Beautiful. Balance. Love is not always about agreeing just for the sake of it. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges. Close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. You can allow joy into your life regardless of the circumstances you currently find yourself in. Okay. I think you got the balance one because that's kind of what I was feeling. I feel like it's like you're balancing old feelings that you're having about a person or a situation with this new reality that you're trying to set up for yourself. I hope that makes sense. It's making sense to me in my soul and in what I'm trying to communicate. But with Mercury as my chart ruler, I can't promise that everything is coming out clearly. Coffee cup, meeting and conversing, savoring the moment, feeling uplifted, friendship. Acts, a breakup, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment, abandonment. Cassette, outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over in your head. That might be something you're struggling with, you know? Constantly going back to something, going back to the way maybe something you thought was supposed to be or the way you thought a person was, and, you know, getting together with your friends, though. Making the decision to stop something. Yeah. Yeah. Letter. Little truth pudding here. So the letter is all about the truth. This message coming to you. The realization, the epiphany. Child. Child is a fifth house energy. This is to do with Leo. Leo's all about the truth is something about somebody's child, having children, your own children, creativity, the truth of the relationship, because the fifth house is also falling in love and romance. The ability to create and to grow together. The truth of the situation is coming to light. Something's got to end. The cross is about redemption. The cross is about Virgo. You were on the receiving end of needing to deal with somebody else's poor behavior, indecisiveness, lack of honesty, fill in the blank, whatever it is, right? And so you had to deal with that pain. You had to deal with that nonsense. Now it's time for redemption, but the only way to redeem, the only way for you to gain redemption, your soul to gain redemption in order to heal and move forward, is to actually end something. So the cross is always the absolute ending of something, the way it was. And then we have the man. This guy is showing up in everybody's reading. I am not even joking. If you watch your other signs, many of them, it's been the first one. Like 5 of them, I think, like in a row. And I shuffle in between takes, in between signs. Plus I shuffle additionally on camera. It's very, very focused on the future. So something ending. The truth of a situation coming in and it inciting some sort of ending. Focusing on the future, and that's where it's at, man. That's where it's at, man. Listen to me. My queens is coming out. Okay, we have the garden, then we have heart. Beautiful. Listen, the garden is about networking, social media, getting out there, meeting people, connecting. There's just this focus on the future, Virgo. And that's where the heart is the shape of happiness, peace, and serenity. That's what the heart is, right? It's love. But it's that shape, it's the shape that represents all of these beautiful things. And so it does look like the answer is in this connection, right? And this connection being some sort of somebody is communicating with you something that shows how they value what it is that you bring to the table as an individual. And you're going to meet this person either through friends, through some sort of networking event, through something on social media. If this is somebody brand new, if it's not somebody who's brand new, this is somebody communicating with you. Okay? Park involves other people. Okay? So it's this other people getting involved. So somebody is really wanting to create with you, wanting to create some sort of situation with you. You may meet them on social media. They may reach out to you via social media. They may just text you or call you, or it could definitely be that as well. But it's this idea of almost like positive gossip, if I could say, right? People saying good things about you. So I definitely see you moving forward into a situation having to do with a love that's a lot more positive than where you've come from. Because it seems like there was dishonesty on some level with someone or something from your past that just needs to be dropped off at the garbage, you know? It's not good. This is better. Yeah. Okay, my friends, that is what I have for you. I hope this was helpful for you in some way. Please have a safe week. It's going to be, do I have to say? I think we all know. It's going to be a weird week, at least. So just stay safe. Stay away from any negative energies. You know what I'm saying? And you guys take care. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.